Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. Doing a live review. I haven't done one solo in quite a bit, so this one's the first one in a little bit of time I've done one. But I was actually recommended this band by my roommate, best friend Alex. Shout outs if you've been watching a lot of the K-pop stuff. He usually comes on for those, so big salutes to him. But he also knows that I am a fan of Japanese metalcore. I love that stuff. I can't get enough. But he recommended this new band called Falling Asleep. They released an album back in I think it was actually March of this year. So would be in the running for albums of the year, which is really sick. I'm stoked. But I didn't see anybody talking about this band, so I felt the need to do a live reaction to their new album, Heaven's Where Our Souls Belong. It came out, again, in March of this year. So going to be going through the entirety of the album, so if you like it, definitely check the links below. They seem like are like somewhat active in terms of their band. I think that the last thing that they had posted was back in May, so I'd be curious to see if maybe they're working on another album or an EP or something like that. But hoping they get a little bit more of a following. So hopefully this does some good stuff. And Falling Asleep, if you're watching this, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. But either way, very stoked. I heard a little bit of, I don't remember which song it was, but I did hear a little teaser. So I think we're going to get into the first one, which is Q. This one looks to be kind of an intro track. It's a 1.5-minute song. So imagine it's not going to be too crazy, but we're going to jump into it right away. And again, Falling Asleep. Let's give it a listen. Okay. I like this violin section. This is sick. All right. This is sick. This next song better break my neck. That's what I'm gonna say. All right. I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. It's a cool, very grandiose intro track. I don't really think there's too much to go into. I do like the kind of Hans Zimmer-esque violin work. I also really enjoyed just the overall ambiance of the song. I think it definitely has a really cool build-up moment. I think it's gonna set up perfectly into monodrama, which I'm excited to get into in a second. But yeah, Q was cool. I feel like I probably should have just played through and gotten to monodrama, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Either way, we're gonna listen to the next track 2, monodrama, so I can see if this drop is really worth it. So let's give it a listen. All right.
Ocean, let's feel the darkness and walk and
Oh yeah. Ooh. All right. Oh, we're gonna get a drop. Oh yeah. Ooh. That's it. Let's go. Oh, I like that chord phrasing. All right. Little jazz moment. All right, let's go. Okay. Like that riffing. That's sick. That end riff is super tight. Guys, that was Monodrama off of Falling Asleep's newest album, Heaven's Where Our Souls Belong. You can check the links below if you'd like to go grab it. Go listen to it on Spotify. I feel like that's the best way to go listen to it right now. Unless you live in Japan, then I'm sure they got physical CDs if you like that stuff. But this was the first real deal Falling Asleep song I heard, so I got a few critiques on it. If you are a fan of the Bring Me the Horizon, Bad Omens, Micah Relocate kind of stuff, then this is probably gonna be well up your alley. This is definitely very Bad Omens inspired. Just listening to Death of Peace of Mind recently, I had not listened to it because, not that I don't feel like it's not worthy of the hype it deserves, but I was just like, all right, it's similarly to, I feel like in the same vein as Sleep Token, where people kind of overhype it a little bit, and I felt like Bad Omens, I kind of like them, but not as much, and I listened to the new album and really enjoyed it a lot. So, complete side tangent, but here we are. But this song definitely feels like a song similar to that of Bad Omens. So I think if you enjoyed the most current Bad Omens record, you're going to enjoy this song a lot. Definitely can find musical cues that are in the same vein. I wouldn't say directly the same, certainly, but I think if you like that sort of styling, that electronic, metalcore stuff, then you're definitely going to enjoy this song a ton. I love their clean vocalist. I'm pretty sure their vocalist does both the cleans and the screams, but love the clean vocals. Really unique tone. I appreciate the fact that he's not doing the insanely high register stuff. I kind of appreciate the fact that he's got more of a good mid to low range vocal presence in the song. Really appreciated that a lot, because I feel like typically within the metalcore genre, you really hear a lot more of that high register stuff, mid to high register. So I appreciate the fact that he's doing something different vocally, which is really cool. The screaming is actually really good too. Enjoy the cuts of that, especially in the one, I think it was like post breakdown, or not post breakdown, post chorus, of a like really like low scream, super tough. Love that. I would imagine that I will probably be hearing more of that when the rest of the album kind of comes and moves on. But really enjoyed it. Really good pace, really good beat. It had a really nice rhythm to it as well. That breakdown was super tough. Really, you know me. You could please me a lot. I love a good breakdown, and I felt like that one was definitely amongst the ranks of a really solid one. But yeah, the chorus really caught me a lot. I thought that was probably the best part of the song. It feels like they derived a lot of that like energy to the chorus. So really nice song to start off the record with. But yeah, definitely if you're a fan of like the Bad Omens-esque style of music right now, then I think this is going to be well up your alley. I'm kind of surprised this song hasn't popped off as much, just because I feel like if you enjoy that sort of styling, this should very well be showing up on people's like recommended and stuff like that. So really, really, really well put together song. And I also love like the mix and master on this sounds super huge. So whoever did the mix and mastering on this record, they did a fantastic job, because definitely a lot of definition within like the heavier guitar parts, which I think if you get into lower tunings, it can be a little bit hit or miss. But I felt like with this song, really hit super strong, and I appreciated that. The bass work was really sick. You can definitely tell it's tailing in that like low end as well. Drum work was really fun. Definitely like keeping a solid rhythm to the track. And then again, their vocalist was super solid on both the screaming and the clean parts. I'd love to hear a little bit more of the screaming parts. Kind of, especially like the low end, remind me a little bit of Rio from Crystal Lake. So, big fan of Rio. Love that dude. Check out his band Gnosis if you haven't already. But yeah, great track. Really enjoy this one. And again, if you like the more modern metalcore style, right up your alley. But next song is track 3. This is Underneath. Excited to get into this one. I have not heard this one either, so let's give it a listen. Oh, that synth work. I like that straight beat. The chorus?
Give them the fly, like my God.
cut. All right. Ooh, a little double bass work. Okay. Little halftime action in this last bit. All right. Whoa, that ending. Oh, yeah, let's go. All right, guys, that was track 3, Underneath, from Falling Asleep's newest record, Heavens Where Our Souls Belong. This one, I think, I mean, obviously, I want to do my, I want to count the chickens before they hatch, but this is a phenomenal track. I really enjoy this one a lot. I feel like it's so much of a step up from Monodrama. Like, they were like, okay, we're going to give you a little taste. And then Underneath was like, you said you wanted more of that, huh? We'll give you more of that. So that was wildly good. There's so much to unpack with this song, so I'm going to try to keep it about as succinct as possible. But really enjoyed, there was more screaming in this track, which I appreciate a ton because the screaming of their vocalist is phenomenal. Really got a ton of range, especially in that like mid to low range, which sounds insane. Like some of the stuff sounded like really, really nuts. So I got to give him a lot of credit on his, not only his clean singing, but also the screaming as well. I'm not entirely sure if they're separate or not. I'd have to take a look at the music video, find out, or any music video they've done. But I'd imagine some of that's partialized to like one being, maybe an instrumentalist and then being a vocalist, or maybe their vocalist is doing both, which is insane if that is the case. But really enjoyed the tonality of their screamer, really tight, really aggressive, really makes the track their own, and I think that that's the best way I can describe it in a really unique way. Some of their actual like writing and stuff reminds me a lot of the more current like Silent Planet stuff, so definitely love that. That's like probably the biggest compliment I can give them, kind of in that vein. Really, really sick stuff. The clean vocals are really awesome as well too. I love, again, that like mid-range of their vocalists. Really, really tight, clean vocals, and I think they really add another level of complexity to this track. I also like this sort of minor tonality of the chorus as well. I think that offers a nice juxtaposition to just like the heavier riffage that you get in the verses, which was really sick. The breakdown on this track was like a car bomb. It's insane. I absolutely loved this breakdown of this track. This one was arguably the heaviest that I've heard in quite a bit, so I gotta give him a lot of props on that. I will say too, they definitely give me a little bit of that like Mick Gordon, again, the Bad Omens kind of like really electronically dense tracks. I think that that's obviously got to be a pretty big staple to their sound and, the musicianship that they create. So love that for them, because I think it really works within the context of their sound. And also that I think it makes the breakdowns that even heavier and more nasty. So I love that about this song. But yeah, this one is the front runner for me. I think this one is going to be very hard to beat. So I'm hoping that there's going to be some better songs, which I got a good feeling, based off of the 2 already that we've gotten. I think we got some really good ones coming. But yeah, Underneath, fantastic. You definitely need to check this one out if you haven't already, because this one is going to rock your socks off. I don't even have socks anymore, and I had socks before I did this, so now they're off. That was a terrible joke. But anyway, we're going to move it on to track 4, which is Vertigo. Yeah, let's hop right into it. Okay. Interesting. I like this little like delayed guitar part. Sick. Nice rhythm switch up. Are we gonna get a breakdown? We're gonna find out. Oh. This is weird. I like it though. That ending was so weird, but works so well. Oh, that's awesome. Guys, that was Vertigo. Enjoyed this one a lot. I gotta add a new name to the hat here. I feel like they also give me like this is what I imagined like Icy Stars to sound like if they were gonna sound like anything right now. You know, I think they have picked up the torch where like New Demons stopped, and this is like the new. Like if like New Demons and Death of Peace of Mind had like a baby, this is what the album would be, which is sick. And then like throw in like an insane screamer and some like really sick clean vocals. That's it. I think I nailed it. I got it. That's the vibe. So if you like Icy Stars, if you like Bad Omens, if you like Crystal Lake, I feel like this is the band for you. I've searched. I have been given this band to let you know that if you enjoyed those three bands, you should check this one out. But getting back to the song itself, it was a little different. I appreciate the fact that they switched it up. There was something about the song that was like a little bit like ominous, a little bit darker, a little bit more vibey, which I appreciate. Just because I felt like underneath was like doing the thing, you know. So this one was a little bit more melodic, a little bit more ethereal, and I appreciate that because it was really sick. Also, the clean vocals really shine in this song, which I appreciate a lot because I think the clean vocals are really, really underrated in this group. So really love the fact that is being highlighted some more. The rhythm in this song is really odd. Like I think the reason, like, there were certain parts within the song where I felt like I was going to, like, the rhythm was going to do this, and then it winds up doing something completely different. So that was very interesting to kind of delve into or listen to, where I feel like maybe some of the other songs, like, you can really kind of pick out a distinct, like, pattern or vibe of the song. That one was a little bit off, and I think Vertigo is probably the best way to describe that song in a way, because the way that the rhythm in this track is just a slight bit off, but just works so well. So I really appreciate that like little like off breakdown just to kind of throw you off the scent, and then get back into that breakdown was really sick towards the end of the song. I really appreciated that. It didn't have to be that way, but I like the fact that they subverted your expectation of expecting a breakdown and then switching it up and then just like bashing you over the head with the rest of the song. I thought that was really interesting and a nice unique thing that I would argue would separate them from the whole host of other bands that do like breakdown stuff like that. This one was just a little bit off in that way, but I think they have used the like off timeness to their advantage. So really enjoyed Vertigo a lot. I think that's a song that's definitely going to grow on me some more as the more I listen to it, because I have not listened to this album whatsoever. I did get to hear a little bit of Underneath, but beyond that, I have not listened to any of these songs. So I feel like that is a song that will definitely be growing on me the more I listen to it. And I'm kind of excited to listen to, more of this album and to see how vast they go, because thus far it's been being about halfway through the record. I feel like they have definitely given me some things that I'm like, oh yeah, this is sick, I love this, and they've definitely subverted some expectations of what I felt like they were going to do and then completely switched it up. And I think that's the beauty of listening to different bands and the way that they kind of go about their writing process. I really enjoyed kind of meticulously figuring out if this is where they're going to go with the song, and then they wind up switching it up. I appreciate the fact that they have gone so bold in another direction that makes it more of an interesting listen, and I think it makes me more interested to give it more repeat listens, because it's going to be different every time that I listen to it, or I'm going to pick out something that maybe I didn't pick out the first time that I listened to it. So really cool. Enjoyed this Vertigo a ton, and I am excited to get back into it once this review's done, because I imagine I'm going to be listening to this a lot, because it's definitely something that I like already. Musically, it's something pretty up the alley of what I already enjoy already, so I imagine this is going to definitely be thrown into the rotation. But we're going to move it on to track 5, which is Heaven's Door. Very excited about this one, so let's without further ado, let's hop into it. Oh, riffs already. Okay. Oh, that little grapefruit jump. All right. What? All right. Yeah, this is it. This is the one. Oh yeah, that was tight. get it. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Oh, I thought for sure that was going to be a breakdown. Oh, okay. The false breakdown. Oh, dude, that was wild. Oh, they hit me with the. Oh my God, I can't even speak. That was so sick. Oh, that was great, guys. That was Heaven's Door, off of Falling Asleep, newest album, Heaven's Where Our Soul Belongs. Sorry, I put pluralization. That's not right. Great track. That one definitely surprised me a lot, because I think, again, very similarly, and I feel like this is a trend on this album thus far, is that they subvert your expectation. You feel like they are going to hit you with a breakdown, and then they completely left curve it and say, hey, we're going to hit you with this EDM break. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of odd. I felt like a breakdown was going to happen there. And then they build up again, and then only to break you over their knee like Bane in the Batman Dark Knight Rises movie, you know? I made a movie reference. But anyway, I feel like it's kind of like that, where they expect you to think the unexpected, and you think the unexpected, then they're like, hey, well, you know what? We actually do like breakdowns, and then we'll throw a breakdown in at the end, and then absolutely obliterate you. I felt like that the ending of Heaven's Door was wild, and I got to give him a lot of props on just the actual writing of that song. Really well antiquated within the song, and heavily, I feel like I'm going to love that song even more as I delve more into this band. That song is so good. Catchy as fuck, too. I love that about this song. Super, like, the chorus is definitely, like, you'll be singing that shit along, which is so sick. And then as well as that, just the verses were really, like, riffy, really fun. I think they really compile a lot of the great elements of why I think I love metalcore music. Or not why I know I love metalcore music, but a large reason why I enjoy bands that do something just a little bit different or a little off the beaten path. And I find that a lot of Japanese and, like, no offense to Americans, non-American bands tend to go the unique route versus the, like, hey, this is what you're gonna get, this is what you expect. This feels very, like, refreshing, very different. And while some of the elements I've known and have listened to over the years from other projects, I think the way that they arrange them in the songs or the way that they utilize them is arguably very different from a lot of the bands that I've mentioned or the bands that I've kind of related them to. I think that they do it in a specific way that other bands have maybe a little bit harder of a time putting together or processing, or how to kind of formulate those songs together. So I got to give a lot of credit to Falling Asleep for the songwriting aspect of things, because I think they deserve a lot of credit for how some of these songs are put together. I love the clean vocals in the chorus. I thought that was really a strong highlight of this track, especially like the higher register of their clean vocalists. I love that. Again, he's not getting into the really high shit, but I like the fact that there's just like a high enough register that the songs just really hit a nice, like, strong peak. And so I appreciate that a ton. I like the incorporation of like the EDM electronic moments. I know that I've mentioned that a lot throughout this review of the album, but I will say that just the way that they integrate them in the song, like, just feels very natural and feels very fluid. And I also think the fact about including them is just kind of like a tasteful thing, where you can still really hear a lot of that electronic element mixed in without the song. Like, obviously having it layered underneath like heavy guitar work or heavy drum work or heavy bass work. It just feels very much DNA of Falling Asleep, which I love. Because I think sometimes groups add that in as just like, hey, we need to add a little extra filler flavor in there, and I think that this is actually the opposite, where I feel like they do really take a lot of care and consideration into adding that sort of stuff into their music and then layering the heavy shit on top, which is great. So I love that. I'd say Heaven's Door and Underneath are my two top front runners right now, but we still got 4 more songs to listen to. So I feel like I got the latter half good. So I'm really, really pumped about it. But yeah, this song, fantastic. Heaven's Door, big salutes. I know they released a music video for it, so I'll have to go check that out. But yeah, really, really wild band so far. This album has far exceeded my expectations, so love that. Shout out to Alex. But this next song is called Vandalism, and it features Torena, I think. I definitely am really excited about that. I don't know if I would love to give a shout out to Torena if they are part of any sort of Japanese group, I imagine, or maybe like a solo artist, but big salutes to them. Whoever they are, let me know if they're in a group. That'd be really sick. But let's get into Vandalism. This one seems like a hype track. I step inside the room and shit the ringing bells. Sentient spreading everything in this place. It's a burst of the bars made of ecstasy, but rising beer has no remit on this world. Then we'll keep us going. Drinking up high, swallow it all. We go around in circles with any tradition. If they bring in the heavy riffing, all right. Oh. All right. Let's go. What? Oh my god, this beat goes hard. All right. Ooh. Are you gonna do it again? Let's go, come on. Ooh, okay. Shit. Oh, that's sick. Oh, bro, that ending. I thought for sure they were going to hit us with another breakdown, but then I looked at the time and I was like, probably not. They're just going to send us off in pure energy. So, wow, this one was great. Shout outs to Torena. I'd really like to know what project they were part of, so I have to do my research and I'll shoot it down in the comments if I find out what it is. But really great track. This one I feel like is the best kind of amalgamation of the really kind of riffy, fun guitar work mixed with like EDM riffage. There's something about it that I really enjoyed, and that combination of both was really sick. I feel like this one absolutely like shits on anything like that Icy Stars would have put on in an album. Like, this is so like EDM focused, but also is like so like metal focused, and I love the cross between of that. I would only probably put it in the same sort of category as if like a Crystal Lake, where especially on Aeon or like Helix, that's the album. Aeon's the first song, but like some of the electronic work that it did in Helix, very very reminiscent of that, so I like that a lot. But I would say this is like even more so to an insane degree, so I think that was really sick about the track. The way they incorporated Trina, I thought they were awesome as well. Big salute to them. Just curious on like again, just not being familiar with what Terena does. I think there was probably some screaming or maybe some clean singing. Either way, the screams on this track were insane. Some of the coolest screaming parts mixed into this absolute riffage nightmare of a track. I love it. Nightmare I'm using in a very like positive way. There's just something like broodingly like disgusting about this track that I just love. But yeah, it really kind of keeps the super high energy of like a really large like EDM like banger track, but also continues that sort of high energy with like really fun like drum work, really fun guitar work. I would say the drumming really is highlighted super well in this track. Cool like polyrhythms, cool like ghost note rolls. Really really tight track that I think shows off more of their progressive nature. So I absolutely love that about this track. Super 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 fun track. Really energetic, really fun, and I can tell why this is Alex's favorite, because he's a big EDM boy. He's a big metalcore boy. So this is like the best of both worlds. But yeah, definitely a great track. I would put this up amongst my favorites as well. I still think Heaven's Door has been like number one right now. So I'm very curious to see the latter half of these songs. We got 3 more. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot. Shouts to Arena. Hopefully I'm pronunciating it correctly. If not, go check them out. They're awesome. I'll leave a link if I do find what group they're a part of. If they're a part of anything, I'll leave it down below. Make sure to go give them a follow too. Really, really sick. But the next track is called Get Me. So let's get at it.
I heard this one before. Love can turn into hate. This could be what it says. Show me what you're having on. I'm really on you, cold.
Okay. Different. I like this. I like this lead work. All right.
You're making me feel like I'm for you while I'm smiling. Gun in my side, I wanna talk to you. Keep fading, alcohol keep me company. Though it feels so my whole big girl make me whole. I've tested for love on my tongue. Cause you know that your love is real.
Little piano work. I like this.
Get me out of my head, head. Tell me that I'm insane, insane. This could be the love I needed. Can I just hold away and go somebody?
Okay.
Pressure will swallow me if I let go. My heart's living in my dreams. Stuck here.
Little softer song. I like it.
For nightmares, don't you look me up. I've tested for love on my tongue. How could you know that your love is real? I wasted so much time, but you're the one without to get me out of my head, head. Tell me that I'm insane, insane. This could be the love I needed.
guitar solo? All right.
I've tested for love on my tongue. How could you prove that your love is real? I won't have to curse myself. Pay the cost to the
I like this. This is cool.
Get me out of my
Woo! All right.
tell me that I'm
Key change. All right. I love it.
this could be the love I needed. Can I just hold away? It was bloody day. We're fighting together.
Ooh.
This is the way among the stars. This could be the love I needed. It's just you and me, but it's out of me.
Mountains on riding in, won't go back to
That was great. I like that one a lot, actually. All right, that was track 7, Get Me, off of Falling Asleep's newest album, Heaven's Where Our Souls Belong. Enjoyed this one a lot. This one is like 80% clean singing and like 20% screaming, which I think is a like tried and true like formula. You know, I really love when bands kind of have more of a little bit more of a softer song, and especially after Vandalism being a primarily screaming song. It's nice to hear the juxtaposition. I think that was really well put together in terms of the songwriting. So I really enjoyed the like more softer tonality of this one. The guitars were I think the whole production on this album thus far has been really kind of a shocker to me. I think they put a lot of effort into the way that the synths work within the songs, but also like this one had some really gorgeous piano in it. Their clean vocals don't feel like absolutely crushed in the mix, which I think is great, especially because their clean vocals has such a great tone to his vocals. You know, it would be a real travesty if that was like hidden. So I love the fact that they're a little bit more upfront in the mix. So definitely a big kudos to whoever does their mix and mastering, because clearly they know how to like put a song together in that way. So big ups to them. I also really enjoyed just again, I know I mentioned the piano, but it was a really welcome addition to this track. And while I would argue a lot of their music is like the EDM focus, it's nice to hear a little bit of piano parts mixed in. I think it adds a little bit more depth to this track specifically, and also adds a little bit more emotiveness to the song. So I absolutely love that. And when any piano is introduced into kind of more of a metalcore focused track, really enjoy that a ton. Also really enjoyed the key change. I'm a big key change fan. I love that when any band kind of incorporates that into their music, especially the way that they incorporated it at the end of the song was really nice. And I think it really gives you a little bit more of a like punch, a little bit more of a feeling towards the end of the song, where I think if they didn't have it, it might kind of end on like a little bit of a softer note, which is totally fine. But I appreciate the fact that they really kind of upped the ante a little bit and added in a key change. Really, really tight. Again, I know a lot of Japanese artists tend to do that, so it's a nice, you know, keeping the record strong with doing key changes. I don't know why anybody else doesn't do it, but I guess Japanese love a good key change, and you know your boy loves a good key change as well. So but yeah, really great song. I think this one is a sleeper song, I'd argue, on this record, just because I feel like most people probably wouldn't go to listen to this record and think like, oh man, they're gonna hit us with a softy sort of song. But I enjoyed this one a lot. I would probably put this in my top favorites, just because I enjoy a little good emotive track. So that one was great. But this is the title song, Heaven's Where Our Souls Belong. I imagine it's kind of like an interlude to the last track, All Angels. So we're going to just play them back to back. Heaven's Where Our Soul Belong and All Angels. We're going to get into both. So let's give it a listen. I figure it just makes sense, you know. Like this delayed guitar work. Really nice. All right.
universe. If they die right now, they'll get me consciousness. They might think I'm stupid. Smiling down is too much. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Ooh, gives me like a low two-way mirror kind of vibe. All right. Okay, now it's giving me a low two-way mirror vibe. Ooh, nice chording. I like it. I like that drop out of the bass. Oh, nice minor chording.
I close my
Ooh, that little sip arpeggiated. All right. Halftime. All right. Let's go. All right, guys, that was the last two songs. Heaven's Where Our Soul Belongs, or Souls Belong. Check them out. falling asleep down in the description below, and then as well as the last song, All Angels. Um, I'll briefly go through Heavens Where Our Souls Belong. It was like a cool little interlude sort of track. I also appreciate the like spoken word parts. Always really enjoy that. All Angels reminds me a ton of like Two Way Mirror from Loathe. I feel like a lot of bands kind of evoke that same sort of thing because that song is like super, super catchy. I love that song so much. I go back and listen to that one so frequently, especially that album. I go back and listen to that album a ton, but definitely gave me that sort of vibe. But I also feel like at the same point, they really kind of made their. I feel like they made their song their own. Like it definitely feels very inspired by that track, but I don't feel like it's a direct like copy or rip of that song. So don't come at me. But I really enjoyed the aspect of that, especially towards the end of the song. That's where I really enjoyed it. That really kind of a cool like synthy arpeggiated part. I really appreciate that. I think it would have been more interesting if they incorporated a little bit of like synth elements mixed in. I think that would have been really cool to hear maybe a little bit more on the softer stuff. I thought that would be really cool to incorporate within this track. So I was really surprised they didn't really do as much with that. Very like airy, very like rhythmic. Which I really appreciate. The bass playing in this track, I think, really stuck out the most in this, especially where like the guitar phrasing like really is more open and more like up to the interpretation, where I feel like the bass is really kind of holding more of the rhythm down in this track, which I appreciate. The clean vocals are really sick in this track as well. Very like again ethereal, very open. It's gonna kind of again add to that sort of layering of this track. So really enjoyed that aspect about this song as well. But I'm surprised they ended the record off with like 3 of the softer songs. It would be very interesting to see if why they may have done that. That's not a bad thing. I don't think it's in poor taste certainly, but I'm surprised they didn't like put Get Me, Heavens Where Our Souls Belong, and All Angels in the middle after Heaven's Door, and then put Vandalism last. I feel like that would have been an interesting like way to kind of like frame it, but I guess maybe just to kind of set up Q. I think that may be the reason why they kind of left in more of a softer note, which no disrespect. I thought that was really cool, and I think it again that's how I would perceive it as. I think that would be a really interesting cutoff, but I didn't write the album, so I have no say in how they arrange the tracks, but really enjoyed this record a ton. I think it combines a lot of elements of a lot of bands that are doing some really cool stuff right now. I am not going to go through and label all of them, but I do feel like they pull from a large pool of different metalcore acts that are doing stuff right now, but I also feel like they are also doing stuff in a very different and unique way that would arguably separate them from the bands that I have mentioned prior to this. I think they have a unique way of going about writing songs that I think would arguably separate them from other Japanese metalcore bands, but as well as that, I think it would also separate them from like the large majority of metalcore bands that are out there now. I love their incorporation of more, again, the electronic focus. I think that not a lot of bands are doing that electronic core stuff to this sort of effect, so it's nice to hear that groups are still doing this, especially in Japan, where I feel like they have a great level of creativity and thought process when it comes to putting tracks together. So love that about this song and just about the whole album in general. It was just kind of a fun ride to go through and really jam out and feel what they're doing. But I definitely feel like they pull from a lot of really cool electronic parts that I would love to see what they do next in regards to their release. I know that they do some stuff within Japan, so I'd be curious to see if people outside of Japan have heard of this group. I just know that Alex had found out about them through a Spotify radio like session. I think he was listening to Sin Snake, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so that was really cool, and I think that again that adds a different layer to their group and what they do, and I think it makes me excited to see what they have going on next, what they got going down the pipeline, because I think they cover a lot of different bases. And if they're really able to kind of like hone in that much more, because this is their second album, I believe, if they're able to kind of hone in on that electronic with the progressive like metalcore style stuff, I think they could definitely be a very good front runner in the genre, certainly. Just based off of that, because they have great structure within their writing style. But I also think at the same point, I think they have songs that just like absolutely hit. Like there was some definitely strong contenders for, at least for me, for a song of the year on here, that I would be surprised if they wouldn't be within my top 10, certainly. So some of my favorite songs off the album, I would probably say I really enjoyed Get Me. Well, I guess I would put them in order. So at number 5, I'd probably put Get Me. Number 6, or no, number 4. Sorry, I'm counting wrong. Number 4, I'd probably put. Ooh, that's tough. I'd probably put All Angels. I'd probably put All Angels in number 4. Then I'd probably put. That's tough. Now it's getting really hard. I probably put Vandalism at 3. I'd probably put Underneath at number 2, and I probably put Heaven's Door at number 1. I think those 5 songs are probably my favorite off this record. Not to say that the ones that I did mention weren't good. Q is a transitional song, like intro song, and Heaven's Where Our Souls Belong is like another like interlude sort of track. So if you take those out, I only miss like Monodrama and Vertigo, which is crazy. So but yeah, overall great album, really fun. If you have the opportunity to give it a listen, just rewind this video and listen through me. I don't know how you went through the entire video and didn't listen to the whole album with me. That's wild. But definitely hit the rewind if you have it. If you're watching it live, that's the only way it would happen that way. But if you do happen to check this band out after the fact, let me know what your favorites are down in the comment section below. Would love to know what your favorite songs were off this record. Falling Asleep, if you do happen to watch this, thank you so much. Hope to see what you have coming up next. I'll be keeping an eye out, and I'm sure Alex will let me know once new stuff comes out. But yeah, great album, came out this year. If you have the opportunity to go give it a listen, links in the description as always. But yeah, really excited. I'm going to be doing some more live stuff. I have Pulses, I believe I'm going to be doing tomorrow at some point. I haven't nailed down a time on when I'm going to do it. Probably will be at night. So if you do want to stick around for Pulses, check that one out tomorrow. I'll leave a link for when I decide to do it, but it's definitely going to be tomorrow. And then back to interviews. So if you've been missing out on interviews, catch up. I'm going to be releasing 3 more this upcoming week, so be prepared. I'm very excited to be posting interviews again. And if you are in a band, feel free to hit me up. Would love to have you on. But yeah, I got some new stuff in the pipeline, and I figured as well as this, I would probably promote something else I'm really stoked on, which is we got hats now. If you have checked my most current reaction videos, then you would know that this exists. But yeah, Audio Addiction hats, and we also have merch that I'm very excited that is finally out. It's on the website now because your boy upgraded, and now it's on the website. So please, if you'd like to support me, go check out my website. That'd be really sick, audioaddictionmedia.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Huge thanks to Alex for recommending me this. If you have an album that you think that came out this year that I would like, let me know as well in the comments. I try to get through as much as I can, or as humanly possible. I know people have recommended me the new Knight Rider record to come out in November. That is still happening. I'm going to be doing that. And I have a couple others that people have recommended to me. People have also sent me emails about that I'll be getting into. So your boy's got a ton of content to come. So if you like it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It does go a long way. But thank you for watching. Love seeing you all back. Thank you for always supporting what I do. It's always much love and much appreciated. So thank you for watching. Hope to catch you in the next video. Peace.